Naishi na Yuki bana, sio Malindi. You all know that by now. But look, my colleagues have explained already about the risk, and frankly, they know more than me. If I could make a point to the lawmakers, is help us lightening the red tape. The mobile banking is insane in Kenya. It's fantastic. I can use biometric to get a loan up to 1 million shillings without any supporting document. But then I need 16 documents signed in original form to get a loan for 1.2 million shillings. And with a director living abroad, that's very complicated. I can get an overdraft facility within 10 seconds, and to get an overdraft facility for about 20,000 shillings more, I need a board resolution. So red tape is actually a problem or an obstacle that can be improved, but it's the lawmakers. And interest rate is also something that we just need to work on. It's really hard for someone to go to a bank and get financed. I understand default rates are very high. It's actually 1 in 2 in Kenya that defaults. It's an unreal statistic. But it's a chicken and egg situation. If they need to repay 22, that 22% is usury. Is actually the definition of usury. It's not sustainable. So there is something also that we need to do within the system to improve channels when we can get finance.
Fitting workforce, let's say, for the German company, carry those ones who understand that attitude from the German perspective. The same thing over those ones who are coming here. The third one is the social media that I've seen as a big problem now. We are helping also Kenyans coming here. This aspect of the social media has not been an issue. But now, you find that everyone is looking for money through social media. So you may end up maybe even having young people who haven't understood the culture here, giving wrong information back home. So I will emphasize those ones who are going to open opportunities for Kenyans here, to really also involve those diasporans who have lived here. I've lived here for more than 20 years, to give them a little bit of an understanding of the German aspect, what the populations here are, the data protection, and I am happy that ICT CS is here to understand that we cannot have the attitude that we have been having with the labor mobility towards Gulf, UK, or the US. So I think we have a lot of work, and the diaspora community is ready to help you, and to with a synergy of all parts, I think we can get it right. Thank you.
Feeling for me, you are the second Kenyan-Joy I know from Kenya, because my partner, my close partner in Kenya, his family name is Kenyan-Joy. So it's great meeting the second Kenyan-Joy here. Although in Kenya, what I learned in Kenya, in a family of 5, each one can have different family names. So it was always difficult for me. I gave a gift to my partner for a trip to Zanzibar. I asked him, send me your family ID cards. Everybody has different family names in one family. So this is the East African style. Anyway, so I can imagine you are not related. Just one quick thing. Yeah, great. Actually, I'm a great supporter of Kenya as well. Your previous ambassador used to call me half Kenyans. I've been to part of Kenya that over 90-something% of Kenyans, they've never even touched it, or some of them they may even know, not knowing the name. But anyway, we are here not just necessarily saying the shiny things about Kenya. It's obvious that if you want to be in Sub-Saharan Africa, Kenya is a must. The challenges. As a person who invested in Kenya, heavily invested, spent a lot of time with my kids when my son was in diaper. We were in different villages. We drove from Lamu down to Vasini at the border of Tanzania, just going village by village, seeing what is needed. We didn't want to manufacture a machine in Berlin, in a fancy office in Berlin, and then expecting people in Kenya use it. No, we stayed with you in Kenya, not just in cities, in villages to learn. So, as a one that has proven that we know how to do business in Kenya, there are something that I would love to address it here as an obstacle. So it's good to consider it. Even when President Ruto was in Berlin, I spoke to him about the exact issue. One of our challenges is your tax system is not predictive. So KRAs may issue a law, tax, and then you have plenty of challenges. So you cannot expect that next year what happens, even 6 months. So I can say the biggest challenge we had, although we were completely legal from the inception up until today, was the challenge with KRA. Can you imagine? I'm delivering water 6 times, in some places 8 times cheaper than Kringet, the partner of Coca-Cola in Kenya, but I'm paying exactly the same tax as Kringet. How come? I'm selling it as I'm in villages, I'm in the poorest of the poor suburban communities. How come the tax to me is the same as the tax to Kringet? How come? Even President Ruto could not believe it. He was saying, is that real? I said, yeah, unfortunately it's real. So I'm selling a bottle of 20 liter of hygiene quality water like this from Direct Sea, from brackish water, $1 per 20 liter. Kringet in Vajir is selling it for $6. In Mombasa is selling it for $4. KRA asked both of us for every 20 liter pay $1. Means, for me, means 100% tax. So this KRA issue and being, at least I can predict it. I can say that, okay, anyway, I need to pay 100%, no problem. My price is $2 per bottle. So, but after I did 4 million euro, 4.6 million euro of investment in Kenya, then this law was enacted in 2020. And then you can check the newspapers in Kenya how many water companies were bankrupted. So this predictive tax system is extremely important. Also, it should be relevant. So
collaboration, co-creators. So how do you define how you want to work with the diaspora? How do we bring in more stakeholders, even including the ministry, and be co-creators and build bridges? Because we have both the culture on the other side, we have the German culture, we are actively working in the communities, in the German communities, making sure the diasporas integrate, making sure we have the statutes. Sorry, this is a lot. Yeah. I'm going to cut it down. So are you willing to partner with us as co-creators and partners?
This session, Kenya and Germany have a unique opportunity to work together, because a lot of what Germany has and has in excess is what Kenya lacks, and vice versa. Just as you've heard now, our young people, trained, equipped, and in good numbers, are ready to power, the technology that comes from your industries. With respect to your products in our country, I think when you're starting off in life, you start with Japanese cars, maybe other countries, but finally when you make it, you drive German. So if you're in your BMW or Mercedes, you are probably a principal secretary and so on. So your products have a very good positioning in our country, and as you probably have heard, we would also want to see how we can tap into this auto industry. We know your manufacturing in South Africa and other countries across the world. Kenya can be part of that conversation. And we are in petrochemicals in a big way coming up now, so we believe we can participate. And I think the purpose of these conversations is to try and align Kenya's issues, and we are not saying we are perfect. We know there are a few things we may need to work on, and more importantly, to see how we can create those linkages between companies here and companies there. Our coffee finds good taste here, in Germany, and we are continuing to expand our markets. But we also want a bit of value addition back at home. So we've aligned some of the tax issues that we had in the past to make the value addition, given that labor in Kenya is much cheaper than here, it will be easier for companies to align the production and value addition back in Nairobi through our special economic zones. Then we can be able to sell it here. I believe there will be opportunity to delve more into this, including the green energy solutions that Kenya has at 93% renewable. And this is part of what we'll be offering to German companies that want to come. Thank you.